This show is powered by BL3P, the Lightning-enabled European Bitcoin exchange.
Connect the world.
Moritz Alby Lightning apps.
Bees are winged insects closely related to wasps and ants, known for their role in pollination, and in the case of the best-known bee species, the western honeybee, for producing honey. Do you know that bees are found on every continent except for Antarctica?
No.
Touren- und Sportverein München von 1860, commonly known as TSV 1860 München, is a sports club based in Munich. This club's football team currently plays in the Dritte Liga, the third tier of German football. Did you know that 1860 Munich was one of the founding members of the Bundesliga in 1963?
No.
Augustiner Brau is a brewery in Munich, Germany. Established in 1328, it is Munich's oldest independent brewery. Are you aware the annual production is more than 1.6 million hectoliters?
No.
Audi will enter the Formula One in 2026 in collaboration with Sauber. Do you think the cooperation between the German and Swiss brands will be a threat to the Austrian Red Bull team?
Yes.
In 2015, the American band Foo Fighters played Everlong in the last episode of Late Show with David Letterman. During this issue, a montage of moments from Letterman's career was shown. Do you know it's also the favorite song from the host David Letterman?
No.
I eat more lentil stews than pasta on a weekly basis.
Yes.
Is the trophy for Best Lightning Network Startup you won at Bitcoin 2022 in Miami the best prize you've won in your life?
Of course. Yes.
I prefer cardio training over strength training.
Yes.
Are you aware that there are more than 2,600 Marvel heroes and villains characters in total?
No.
Are you Satoshi Nakamoto?
No.
Welcome to the Connect the World weekly podcast. I'm Edward.
And I'm Stef. We are ready to take you with us into the beautiful world of the Lightning Network.
Enjoy the ride. This is episode 51 of Connect the World. And Stef, here we are again.
Hey,
Live and
my
kicking.
friends. Live and kicking again.
Yeah. Oh.
So
It was a strange week, right? Because we never mention. We mention it a little bit. The amount of Bitcoin worth in fiat money, but things happen.
we never talk about the price or something like that. You mean?
Yeah.
But it was a rough week for. I think for the whole market.
I think if you're talking about adoption or growth, then nobody likes this. So this is awful for everybody.
We are talking about the FTX shit, obviously.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and we talked in our ring of in our Satoshi Radio community a lot.
Yeah.
But the thing I hate the most is that I really love Bitcoin, and it's like part of my life. I think I can say it's a way of life for me, and I think for a lot of our listeners and viewers too. Because if you are in the niche of the niche from Bitcoin, then the Lightning Network, then I think it suddenly becomes a part of your life, and then Bitcoin taking all those hits from something that it has nothing to do with, like an exchange who is over collateralized and doing shit with their funds that they aren't supposed to do with it, and then it also affects Bitcoin, and I think that's what I hate the most about it. Because
and I hate the narrative again within the media, because these things happen also in the fiat world. But of course, if it happens in the Bitcoin space, then then it's so easy to think the wrong things about it.
Yeah, sure. Well, so I think again from FTX, and I hope a lot of people now learn again. I hope there are not a lot of people affected, especially not people who are listening to our show, obviously. But everyone who is affected is of course a real pity. But I hope it's a lesson. Lessons are learned again, that you don't have, or you must not keep your Bitcoin at exchanges. You can, I mean,
diversify.
Or just put it in cold storage, as cold as it can be. I mean,
and there are so many great solutions for cold storage. Yeah, indeed.
I mean, personally, I use a multi-sig wallet, and I don't want to talk about it for too much, of course, for security reasons. But I think a multi-sig is one of the most secure options you have.
Yeah.
But
you
also
can use
a single key, especially Casa or that kind of services are really good and are really, gets you a lot of trouble out of your way, and or using a single key, of course, with only one hardware wallet is also pretty safe.
Indeed, yeah,
it's way more safer than keeping things hot or on exchanges. So please, people. Be warned again.
Yes. And we, of course, just continue to talk about interesting things, and we don't stop. And we smile, and I think this is going to be a great episode again. But before that, Stef, because there is a Lightning Summit in El Salvador.
Now in El Salvador.
It's the second one. It's the second one, because they did it again at the first time last year. We talked about it last week.
With Noor.
With Noor adopting Bitcoin. And we teamed up with Latino's Lightning community. We know El Profesor from the community. Sí, claro. And we recorded an episode with him a long time ago. And he is there. And a lot of other people that we know. And we're going to cover the news in some sort of way, because we're not there, but he's there. So we're going to figure something out to talk about interesting things that are happening there. So just keep an eye on our Telegram feed and Twitter feed. And
they always say bear markets are for building, right? And I think this kind of summits
indeed
are like that phrase. I mean, building some great stuff. I also talked to Bart Mol, the founder of the Sushi Radio podcasting community, and he's building a Lightning Bear tap. And he also told us why, I put away my phone because all the news, I get very sad and depressed by it. I'm just building my stuff on the Lightning Bear type, and that's what makes me smile. So
focusing on the things that give you energy, that you like. I always say, get busy experimenting. I think that's great to wander off with your mind to the good things about Lightning and Bitcoin. So our guest is attached to this way of thinking, because who is he?
We have Moritz Kaminski, and he's the co-founder of Alby. A very interesting add-on to use.
Indeed.
And we like to use it a lot. So we talked about it, about Alby, and of course about his vision on the Lightning Network.
And so the combination with the future of Lightning, because this is something that, potentially everybody could use.
Yeah, and it's very easy to set up, very easy to use.
Yeah, so mass adoption.
But first, Edward, let's talk a little bit about the statistics of the Lightning Network and about our Rings of Fire community. And then the second part will be with Moritz.
Yeah.
Conectează lumea.
So last week we added 45.87 Bitcoin. Well, we don't edit that amount, but in total,
you added it.
No. With our Stoshi Radio Rings of Fire community, this week we added only 6 million sats, but again, 6 million. I mean, still a decent amount. So this week it is 45.93 Bitcoin. We have now 1,532 members participating in over 205 rings.
Nice. And we're now at block height 763,136. And the Lightning Network statistics are brought to you by amboss.space, because if we look at them, then we see 16,893 nodes in the Lightning Network and 5,232 Bitcoin as network capacity.
Yeah. So both a little decrease, right? But
I'm not going to mention that.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was
No, it's okay. It's okay. Well, it's like this, right?
Yeah, really.
And now, I don't know. I believe the people who are developing into Lightning, they just keep doing the things that they
sure.
always do.
Sure, and in the long term, it's still increasing rapidly fast. So
it's more than 5,000 Bitcoin. Come on,
yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So and it's even more crazy when you think of that we, with our very small community, we added 1%. So that's also
still 1%.
Yeah, amazing. Something to be proud of, right?
Yeah,
1 million Satoshis and getting you $168, €163, and 1,185 Chinese yuan.
Well.
And then some highlighted news updates from last week brought to you by the Daily Moon. Let's start off with Amboss. They announced 2 new services, Magma Earn and Magma Connect. And Magma Connect is for businesses and personal nodes who want to buy new channels at the best price. And you can order at your own specific conditions. So you can choose, and then you can search for them, or just look at some great nodes that you want to open a channel with. And Magma Earn, you can offer channels for sale and look for channels to buy also. It's very interesting if you put a lot of effort in building a good running routing node and you want to earn some sats by selling channels. So I've added the links in the show notes. And then Satimoto, we mentioned them earlier in an earlier episode. It's a startup, a project from Germany to charge your electric vehicle and pay instantly using Bitcoin off the Lightning Network. So no sign up needed and no credit cards. And they posted a new overview in a tweet of all the 20,000 locations and 50,000 connector points where you can go to charge your car and pay with Lightning. So on their website, you can put yourself on the early access waiting list. So check it out.
I'm on the list.
But, you're on a list?
Yeah. I really want to try it.
Waiting for the moment. No, I really think this is great. Yeah. Okay, and then over to something a little bit slightly more difficult. I hope I can explain it. On the Lightning dev mailing list, Clara Sickelman. She is working at Chaincode Labs, a researcher, and she posted something very interesting. It's a new research paper that she wrote with the title Unjamming Lightning, a Systematic Approach, written by her and Sergei Tikhomorov, and we know him from an earlier episode we did. They're both researchers at Chaincode Labs, and as the title suggests, this paper is a proposed solution for the channel jamming problem. And channel jamming, for the listeners who don't know, it's when a payment is routed through a Lightning channel, you wish to jam from yourself to yourself. So then the payment is not finalized on purpose by releasing the pre-image to the payment hash in the HTLCs. And the result is in a channel it's being incapable of any payments until after the time lock expires on all the malicious payments. So you can do nothing with the channel in the meantime. And they propose a solution, which is really needed, of course, and where the routing node pays an unconditional fee for the next hops and also receives unconditional fee even if it fills the payment. So the routing node can decide whether an expected revenue is more for forwarding or for failing. And at the mailing list, there was also an answer of Antoine Riard. He posted an interesting reply asking if this solution will have too large centralizing effects. I would say make up your own mind, read the messages and a paper to learn more about it, and ask yourself the question if perhaps a little bit of centralization is inevitable if we all want to improve Lightning's reliability. And that's a discussion I think it's worthy of thinking about it.
Interesting thought, indeed.
Yeah, it is.
Do you want to read more and stay up to date about everything related to Lightning, the news and updates? Then head over to tdm.news and follow the Daily Moon on Twitter or Telegram.
Conecta el mundo.
So we only added 6 million sets last week, but we balanced 3 rings, Edward.
Nice. 3.
Starting with a low liquidity ring. We haven't seen that one in a long time, but again, 500k 41st ring. Well, shit is, I'm reading the messages now, of course. Well, shit is hitting the fan, so I assume this was a couple of days ago. Ramon de Vries just stays calm, keeps his head down and balances yet another ring. He really is getting better at it every time, and also this balancing was flawless. Perfect way to keep away from all the dirt of today. So great job to him. And then we had the 2 million Satoshi's 28th ring. And it was, again, Ramon de Vries who guided this ring through the process of balancing. He is on a real roll. And as we know him by now, he did a magnificent job. It was getting a bit late, so waiting for the gossip on lowering the fees was taking a bit too long. So the group decided to just go for it. And nice to see so many people present because the group was very active. And then finishing off with the 5 million Satoshi's 32nd ring. Normally we only have 6 participants in a maximum in 5 million rings, but we had some last minute signups, so this one was with 8 and from 7 different countries, so that was nice. Murachal volunteered to be the ringleader, and the group agreed on balancing this Saturday. Our Swiss ringleader did what he had to do and balanced this ring also flawlessly. So within those rings, there were node operators from the UK. I see here Norway, USA, Swiss, Holland, Germany. I guess this is Iceland. And who am I missing? Italy. I also see Italy in the group. So yeah, nice.
Awesome. Well, that's that again. Thanks, Stef. And let's
Edward.
go to the lightning notes. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Соединим этот мир.
Make sure to secure your home network. So change default passwords and use 2-factor authentication where possible. And keep your software up to date. It's also very important. Please keep in mind that the whole Lightning network is very experimental. Software like MyNode, Umbrel, Raspberry Blitz, for example, and many others, and LND also, are still in beta phase. Don't blindly run terminal commands on your node if you don't understand them yourself, and especially when prefixed with sudo. And the last one is also very important. Don't use Satoshis that you're not willing to lose. So if you're not aware of all security considerations, then read into it. Educate yourself, read articles, ask for help in Telegram groups with high reputation like ours, and listen to podcasts and learn by doing. Otherwise, don't participate.
Also, you can stay informed by following us on Twitter. You can find us at Satoshi Radio ROF. And follow our Lightning leader, Jonī Kyasshu. Join our Telegram groups, Satoshi Radio, Ring of Fire, and Connect the World. And check our website, satoshi.radio. It would be nice for you to be part of our Amboss community. You can find us there on Satoshi Radio. And like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Use Podcasting 2.0 to listen to Connect the World. And you can check SATA trading for the current value. You can find all this information, of course, also in the show notes as well.
All right, let's get on to the show.
Spojte svět dohromady.
Welcome, Moritz.
Welcome,
Great
Moritz.
to have you on our show.
Hi, Edward. Hi, Stef. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah,
of course.
The questions were difficult, right? Because you said a lot of no.
Indeed, yes.
You're a big sports fan. We found out, and I think I pronounced it right? It was TSV 1860 München, right?
Yes, it's 1860. Yes, but it's
1860.
Still, I mean, it was the German pronunciation, so respect, yes. Well done.
Perfect. But this is your favorite club because they are in the third tier of the German football competition. And is this the club you grew up with, or how come that you are a fan of them?
I think back in elementary school, my best friend was fan of this club, and then his dad brought us to a public training session, and since then I was hooked with this club. And yeah, it's a very authentic club. They actually also used to be in the first league, but there was some time where they did not so well, and now they're in the third league.
That's unfortunate. And don't you also have a favorite team from the first league, or is that out of your mind?
No, I mean in general, I like watching football. Of course, I'm from Munich, so I have some like regarding Bayern Munich itself. I don't think it's the worst club. So, but a lot of there's quite some rivalry. But I'm not in this kind of field actually.
No. And we talked to your colleague and friend Quinten, and he's from Belgium. And obviously, Belgium and Germany both have very strong national teams. But he said that he will play because we asked him also a yes or no question. Will Belgium play the quarterfinals of the World Cup in Qatar? And he said no, but no, because they are going to play the finals. And then he said it will be against Holland, maybe. But I don't know. What's your vision on that? What's your take on that? I mean, the German team must also have a big chance to reach the finals, right?
I think so, definitely. So, I mean, Germany, they are known for, they're sort of they're used to tournaments. They usually perform very well during tournaments. And I think once they pass the group phase, there's quite some good chance that they also reach the final, I think.
Moritz, you were saying at the yes and no questions, of course, yes, about the trophy for the best Lightning Network startup. How were you nominated?
That was a public competition, basically. So you can apply for this competition. There were more rounds than expected, and proper selection process, and then we got the invitation and could present Alby at the competition in Miami.
And you won the first prize, right?
We won the first prize for one segment, yes.
Okay.
And was Lightning newcomers
were your
also.
competitors then?
We had several competitors, but they were all quite good actually. So it was quite tough. Mm.
That makes it difficult, of course. Yeah. But it's why is it so important for you and Alby?
I mean, it was just our almost first public showcase of Alby. I would say, and we could nicely combine that also then with conference like Bitcoin Miami that has quite a lot of visitors. So that was very useful for us overall to talk about that and let people know what Alby can do, what's our vision with Alby. That what played out quite nicely actually.
And was it somewhat the same as Quinten did at Bitcoin Amsterdam then? Because he was on the workshop stage. It was a new stage that they organized. Was it somewhat the same, or was there also some difference in the two talks?
I think it's a bit of a difference. So Quinton addressed very much like the builders, early users in Lightning with his talk together with Boomi or Michael, and the talk in Miami, that was more like a typical pitch presentation where you have investors sitting in front of you. So it was less technical, more like, okay, what is our roadmap? Where do we want to go? Like the typical questions that investors want to hear, you need to answer in these type of presentations.
Yeah, so more like selling your product, while Bitcoin Amsterdam, the workshop area, was more for the visitors, for the people who really wanted to get to know Alby and how to use it. So I think that's maybe also the big difference then.
Yeah, and then in Miami, more the business side of it, I think. Then, yeah,
exactly, yes.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk a lot about Alby later on, of course, in 21 minutes. But can you maybe explain how Alby started, a short history, and how you got involved with it?
I think I can probably better tell you how I got involved in it, but because I joined a bit later, and this is also quite nicely describes the fact that or like how a open source project as Alby is can develop over time, right? Because different people can join, contributors can join, and then can work together with the Alby team. And I think the Alby extension was a bit born about or from this idea bringing payments to the web, and also allowing web applications to easier integrate Bitcoin. And that's how Boomi, the initiator, started working on Alby after Joule. Then he started working on Alby to really build it on his own ideas, but it still incorporated quite a lot of aspects of Joule from back then. And after some time, I got to know Alby. I was totally hooked by this idea, and I think this could be could have a big impact on the growth of the Lightning Network. We need something like this, and since then, I'm part of it.
Cool. Awesome. What is your history with Joule then? You also contributed to Joule?
I personally did not, but Joule was the first, I think, or the first or the second browser extension for the Lightning Network then. And for example, also Will, the creator or the initiator of Joule, his idea was also like to unify sort of the API between a wallet and the web application, similar to what MetaMask is doing, but just for the Ethereum space. It's called WebLN, the Lightning Web Standard, basically. And this concept you will find also now in Alby, and it now constantly developed further with the idea to give developers more ways to interact with user wallets, basically. And Boomi, the creator of Alby, built a lot, he contributed a lot to Joule also back then.
Okay.
So Joule was the predecessor in a lot of ways for Alby to become a whole new generation.
Definitely.
Of the extension and with the API. So let's get into that, Stef.
At first, the final question who I have for Moritz before we get into the 21 minutes, because we heard in the pre-talk that you're currently in Italy for some kind of lightning festival or something. Can you maybe explain what you're doing in Italy right now?
It's called Lightning Halloween. It's a sort of a side event of the Legends of Lightning tournament that is currently happening. That's organized by Bolt.fun. And here the Legends of or the Lightning Halloween is on this side event, just like some different Lightning Bitcoin developers come together, learn from each other, there are talks. There's also time for networking and time for hacking, and it's all about learning from each other, exchanging experiences, information, and it is like half a week, and I hope that it continues now regularly, because it's a great chance, because usually
it would be nice.
Teams are like remote, right? And now, especially like Bitcoin Lightning developer teams as Alby, we are all remote, and now we have the chance to come together and learn from each other. It's super useful.
Yeah. And the second most important question then, is the Lightning Beer Tap also present at the Hello?
Oh, it's actually not. We should have invited Quinten or someone else who builds that. Yes, but it's actually missing here. Yes.
That's unfortunate. But maybe next year then.
Or a couple of guys there can build it.
Yes, I will tell them as a feedback.
Awesome.
Perfect. And then we can also attend, right, Edward? Because when the Lightning Beer Tap is there, we are also there. So
then we're there with our NFC card.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, Moritz, thanks for this nice introduction. And we have all kinds of questions for you about Alby and the technique behind it, but also your vision of the Lightning Network. But it has to be in the 21 minutes. So if you're ready, Moritz, and luckily the Lightning Beer Tap isn't present, because otherwise you might have some bears already. So I think you're really sharp now. And if you are ready, Moritz, we would like to enter that part.
Yeah, let's go.
All right,
let's do it.
Conecta el mundo.
Okay, well, Alby is, like you just said, a Bitcoin Lightning app for your browser. And the browser extension brings Bitcoin Lightning payments to the web, in-browser payments, identity, all with your own wallet. Now, what are the main functions at this moment with Alby activated in your web browser?
So what you can do is you can do several things with Alby. So it first of all allows you to connect any wallet that you want. You can connect to Alby. You can use the Alby Lightning wallet itself, but you can also connect your Umbrel node, your Raspberry Blitz node. So it has quite some flexibility on the wallet side. If you want to bring your mobile wallet, for example, to the browser, now you can do that with Alby. And regarding websites, there are quite different interactions now possible with Alby in a more programmatic way than you are used to that when interacting with websites today, and where you want to pay with Bitcoin on websites. Because usually what you have to do is you have to scan QR codes, and now with Alby you can do that in a programmatic way. And payment is one thing, but you can also, and that's quite interesting, I think you can also connect now any interaction to a Bitcoin transaction, because it's suddenly so easy to interact with this website. And this is what you can do with Alby on a Lightning application, but you can also, for example, pay with Alby on YouTube, on Twitter, and support your favorite content creators there.
I actually received a tip through Twitter. So I just set up my account, and then an anonymous tip. It was only 1,000 Satoshis, but I mean,
that's nice, right?
It's a nice start, right? So
that it works seamlessly is great.
It works perfect. So
indeed.
But paying and receiving and logging in with Alby extension and communicating with online apps are examples of how Alby tries to give a seamless experience by prioritizing the interoperability. But why is interoperability so important for you guys?
I think it's not only important for us at Alby, it's in general, it should be of a very high priority for the whole Lightning Network, because this is basically the strength of the Lightning Network today, right? So I can send an amount from my Alby wallet to your Lightning wallet. It does not need to be this an Alby wallet. It works, and I think we need to build on this strength actually, and to work on the interoperability also on a higher level, because if we get to this, it gives basically also the best developer experience, I think, because you can build things quicker. You do not have you don't need so many different APIs, for example, from a developer perspective, and also as a user, for example. you don't need to install 10 different Lightning apps, because you can just choose the one that fits your requirements best, and then send to any other Lightning app outside. And I think that's why interoperability is so important.
And do you think we are on the right track then now with the developments on interoperability, or do we still have a way to go?
I think we can always get better there, but so there is a good basis, I think, and this we should use, and this is also something that we should promote, I think, and striving for, and not trying to build or avoiding to build like barriers also.
So interoperability by design is very important and needs for the whole ecosystem to work seamlessly, of course. And you said some time ago in another show that we need to go to a send and receive experience and away from a deposit and withdrawal model with many Lightning apps implementations. Can you explain what you meant?
So that is very much from a user perspective driven, because what we see today is with each Lightning applications that you use, you always have to create a new account, and you always have to top up your balance in this new account. So you basically have with each applications, you have a different wallet. And at some point probably, and this creates quite some friction, because it's first of all something new, often has a different UX. You also have to start trusting this application again. And the idea is, what if you can bring your trusted setup, your wallet that is already topped up with your Bitcoin. What if you can bring this to other apps? And this is also why we, for example, at Alby, we build an API that allows users and app developers to quickly integrate Lightning and wallets for their users, and infuse basically other applications with Bitcoin payments. And also for the developer, the idea was, look, we can sort of outsource all this to someone who can operate this for us, and we don't need. We can just focus on what we are good at, meaning creating the best UX, and the payment parts we leave to others.
Yeah, cool. And with Alby, you also focus on the onboarding process of people to get it right. What are the possibilities for no-coiners, for people that don't have Bitcoin yet, to use Alby?
So I think there are different ways. What you could do is, for example, you can create a Lightning address with Alby. If you also open up a Alby wallet and connect it to the browser extension, and with this Lightning address, you can add that to different places on like on social media platforms like YouTube and Twitter in the About sections, and then people can send you sats immediately, and then with these sats can spend them through the browser extension again. This is one part, but Alby, the browser extension itself, is your gateway to Bitcoin Lightning applications out there. And there are quite some applications like Cal, for example, that allow you to sell basically some time slots from you and get paid in Bitcoin. And Alby makes the interaction with these apps way more seamless. And these are also ways, if you use the Alby extension on other apps, to earn sats there and then spend them again.
Yeah.
That's great.
And the setup is very easy, right? So if you are, for instance, a celebrity on Twitter, and just to give an example, you can just put in your Lightning address and you can instantly receive Bitcoin tips. So I think, I mean, if it, it doesn't harm when you just put in the Lightning address, right? I mean, you can just try it out.
Exactly, yeah. And Twitter is just one of these places where you can add your Lightning address It's also possible on YouTube, for example, on Bitcoin TV, SoundCloud as well, or if you're a developer on GitHub, people can tip you. This is also something that we want to expand on and really bring Lightning. This is a bit the idea of Alby, also bring Lightning to existing applications out there and decrease the barrier of any users to start using and interacting with the Lightning Network.
And what are the key benefits of having your own Lightning node when using Alby? Do you think it's better to have your own node connected or than a custodial wallet, for example?
So we recommend, at the end, this is our goal. So we want ideally every one of our users has a non-custodial wallet connected to the Alby extension. Unfortunately, that's not like from a UX perspective, especially for new people in the space. It's not so trivial, but I mean the advantages are obvious, right? You are your own custodian. You own the keys, and no one can take them away from you. But it comes with a downside of the node has to be online. Then there needs to be enough liquidity. Either outgoing or incoming, depends on your use case, but you need to take care of the whole management of this.
And you mentioned earlier WebLN. It's a set of specifications for Lightning apps and client providers to facilitate communication between web apps and users' Lightning nodes in a secure way, for example. What are the key benefits of combining WebLN and Alby?
So that's actually quite interesting, because what we hear from people when they use a WebLN is actually like, oh wow, like how cool is this? It's super simple to implement it, and the thing is, it's just a few lines of JavaScript, and it also actually can be nicely combined with other standards out there like LNURL, and together with Alby. You can now create these programmatic interactions between, as a developer, between a website and a user's wallet. So this means there is no more QR code scanning. Suddenly you can, payments are really like, and any interactions are just one click away with Alby. So developers now, they have the tools to create these new types of web apps, infused with Bitcoin, and also now a chance and users on the other side have or can enjoy a way superior UX with Alby than before.
And how can this give then new experiences for monetizing online? Can you give the listeners and viewers some examples of?
So I think bolt.fun, the website, they have a maker community website. Yeah. This is actually a great example. So on the one side, you can log in passwordless with Alby. This is one feature, and then you can create a profile there, and a lot of interactions with the website, like on bolt.fun, are linked to a real value transaction. So, for example, when you like a post, what you do is you pay some sats, right? And the sats go directly to the person, or to the author of this comment, for example. This is one thing when it comes to monetizing online experiences or creators. They get a Lightning address. Alby detects this Lightning address automatically on YouTube or on Twitter, and they can monetize their content there.
Awesome. Yeah, that gives a lot of possibilities. And the Alby browser extension is open source and community driven. Why did you choose this model, and what are the benefits?
So as a user, you need to trust Alby, right? You need to trust Alby, the software, and the websites that they do what they pretend to do, right? And therefore, I think transparency through open sourcing the code base can help to create this trust. But though this is one thing, and that's why also you see a lot of wallets are open source. But we also want to simplify a bit the way for others to develop features that they would like to see in Alby, for example. Could be another connector. So you work on a mobile app and you want to give your users the chance to connect it or to use your wallet also on the browser seamlessly with Alby. Then you can connect. You can create such a connector, and it's easier in an open source setting. Also, like joint development is way easier in an open source setting.
And Alby developed Bitcoin Lightning Publisher, a WordPress plugin. What are the main functions of this plugin?
So there are quite a few actually. Obvious one is paywalls. So you can now create a paywall for an article or another type of content behind that. But it's not just a simple paywall. It gives you really the flexibility of various paywalls. So, for example, switch paywalls on after some certain switch paywalls off after some amount is reached, for example. You can also denominate your paywall in fiat money if it makes it easier for users then to understand what's happening there. The Lightning Publisher also allows you to add simple boost buttons or payment buttons wherever you want on your WordPress website, just with the click of a button. Donation widgets can be added quickly and nicely integrated in the website. And also the same concept that you know from the extension, meaning connecting different wallet backends, also applies to the WordPress plugin. So you don't need to have a Alby wallet. You can, but you can also add just any other Lightning address. So again, here is this idea of interoperability. Your LND node or your BTC Pay server can also be connected. And for podcasters, also interesting, they can add a value tag, for example, in the RSS feed.
Cool. Yeah. That's awesome. And this makes it real suitable for mainstream use, because there are a lot of website owners, of course, or creators that have a website that can implement it. And I also love the meta tag function. Perhaps you can explain how simple this works for website owners and creators?
Yeah, that was really like this idea that making it as easy as possible for anyone to receive Bitcoin Lightning payments if you operate your own website, right? Because you don't need to add a plugin and try to integrate it seamlessly and have it look nicely. What you only need is add your Lightning address in the header section or in the meta section of your header of the HTML file, and any Alby user who comes on your website, Alby automatically detects this meta tag and can send some sats to this user. And in the future also we think about extending this meta tag, for example, with different recipients, and also add more interactivity to that.
That's interesting. So perhaps giving a percentage to one person and another percentage to another, or something.
Exactly. So a bit like this split concept that we know from podcasting.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. And also LN Bits does a great job in offering those kinds of services. So perfect. And then earlier this year, you showcased Instagram, where you could buy and sell images for sats. It used WebLN and LSAT, and now you've come up with a new showcase, Saturn, which makes it possible for podcast creators to link value streams to information streams. Can you explain how it works and what both of the showcases say about the maturity of the Lightning Network?
So, we built this Instagram, what is actually now Nakafoto, So we renamed it to show really what is like what is possible if you build on Lightning. And Nakafoto allows you to buy and sell images with Bitcoin. But the exciting thing here is actually that these payments happen directly between the users. The platform operator itself does not touch the funds. So this reduces also quite a lot the complexity of these platforms from a developer perspective, because they don't have to take care of payments anymore and the financial infrastructure and so on, because this happens really on a peer-to-peer basis. And this is possible because we have now these building blocks like WebLN, LNURL, or LSAT that reduce this complexity for developers and makes it easier to build all these apps. And this shows how far we have actually already come with Lightning. So you don't need like a full team because you need to integrate a financial service
compliance officer.
Exactly. So you can build now non-custodial marketplaces, and actually there are a lot of these marketplace apps out there like Airbnb and so on. Now you can build it in a non-custodial way and have users pay to each other directly.
Yeah. So I think there will be a gazillion web applications after all this is known to more people, because this is great. Earning sets when posting valuable content and being able to give tips seems like a no-brainer option, right? And also for all social media platforms that already exist, it can significantly increase the quality of the content also. Yet also having the same addictive properties that all those media platforms, social media platforms want. What's holding them back, do you think, from mass integrating Alby, for example? Yeah.
I also wonder, like, I mean, for me, it's a no-brainer to integrate. I mean, there's this, once you touch sats and from time to time you receive some sats in your wallet, it's so nice. It's so addictive. Yeah. You want more. You want to have this experience more. So as a creator, actually, you strive to and you also want to convince your users to send you sats. So that's why I encourage.
And if you earn more,
exactly,
when posting valuable content, then why not?
It's so.
On all platforms.
Yeah, because these big platforms, they benefit a lot from their fee structure, right? And they all build these closed systems, and we have to overcome that. And I think there are great tools for that, like RSS-based content distribution, that where content is not locked into platforms, but can be picked up by any podcast player out there. And that's also why we are actively pushing Alby in and helping podcasters adopting Bitcoin payments.
Cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
So, great finish to the to the 21 minutes. I think
it's way too quick over, unfortunately.
So
way too quick. We had a lot of Lightning questions still.
Yeah, we have a lot of questions left, but we will invite you back into a future show, Moritz.
I think that would be really a good idea. Yeah.
Peace. Anytime.
Thanks.
Conectează lumea.
And luckily, Moritz, we still have one question left for you. Last week we had Noor in the show, and she's the contributor of BitcoinArabic.org and working for Gano Money to co-organize Adopting Bitcoin, the Lightning Summit held in El Salvador. So we asked Noor to come up with the question for you. So Edward will play the audio file, and then you may answer it.
I want to ask him, which panel presentation is he most excited about for adopting Bitcoin?
I'm not sure if I understood it right, but a panel about...
Which panel are you most excited about at Adopting Bitcoin?
I would be most excited about a panel that talks about how easy it has become building Bitcoin Lightning applications on the web.
Of course. Yeah.
Just to get more people excited to also build stuff.
Exactly, because at the end we all benefit from it, the whole community.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And you have the two segments, right? So focusing on developers, focusing on the users, and interoperability, making it seamless and easy for both of the different use cases. So yeah, that's very important indeed. Next time we have a new guest. His name is Christian Dekker. He's a core tech engineer at Blockstream, and we want to also ask him a question from you. What can we ask him?
So I know his favorite wallet is a like more or less like self-built core Lightning wallet. But what is his favorite Lightning web app that he would recommend to new users or to new Lightning users?
Also,
we will ask him next week.
Yeah, let's do that.
Connetti il mondo.
So thanks Moritz for being at the show.
Thanks again.
Really nice talk. And again, I think you guys at Alby are doing a great job making it super easy to implement or integrate Lightning into all the services which you provide, Alby. So super excited to see what you guys are going to bring the space in the near future.
Yeah, no, thanks a lot for this invitation, and also especially thanks for using Alby and giving all this feedback. Super helpful.
Of course.
Sure.
We're diving into Saturn, so that's for sure.
That's for sure, yeah.
Please do.
And where can people follow you, Moritz? Can you maybe share your Twitter or Instagram or whatever you want?
Sure, yeah, it's @getalby on Twitter, or just getalby.com, the website. We also have quite an active blog there. It's blog.getalby.com. That's where people can find us.
And also where they also find the instructions how to download, because it's super easy. You just have to go to the app store of your browser, and then you can find Alby.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, directly from the website or on the browser.
So easy it is. Yeah.
Cool.
Great. Well, and thanks for listening also to everybody else, all members participating in the Satoshi Radio Rings of Fire. Thanks. And of course, thanks to everyone helping to connect the world with us. If you like our content, then please support us in our mission. Visit our website, connecttheworld.live, where you can also donate, and subscribe, like, and share our content on your favorite platform. We need you to complete our mission, connect the world. So keep those nodes running, sats flowing, and rings burning. And see you all next week with Christian Dekker on the same Lightning channel. Hasta luego, Moritz.
Goodbye.
Servus.